weekend so far. As far as the first weekend of March goes, pretty typical, right? We're getting into this more active pattern right about now. Notice across the area, we're cooling down back to the upper 40s in the valley. Lots of temperatures flirting with freezing out here in Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains. We'll call it mid-30s, some lower 30s, though, mixed in there as well. Along the coast, we're going to call it lower 40s here for tonight and into the early hours of tomorrow morning. Now, we're starting to get rid of this precipitation through our Monday. I think tomorrow is going to be the driest day of probably the next 3 or 4 days. I think that's probably the time frame of maximum precipitation chances, right? Of course, what we saw today was the beginning of that. Then as we head through Tuesday, Wednesday, and into the first half of Thursday, I think that's whenever we see that other systems, systems, depends on how you define it, move through and temperatures stay moderated as a result. So let's take a look at the futurecast first and foremost for tomorrow, forecast across the area. Hey, we might actually start seeing those 60s creep back in the valley, right? We're probably going to be talking right there near 60, so I'm not talking upper 60s or anything, but definitely a little bit of improvement in this respect. We'll call it lower 50s along the coast and out towards Trinity County, probably some mid 50s up by Weaverville. Wouldn't shock me at all. Here out in Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains, we're going to be talking various flavors of 40. You got your best shot at upper 40s up here, really from Etna over to Mount Shasta and Trinity Center north of, well, really just south and north right there kind of by the county line. Then out towards Susanville, yeah, you might hit 50. I think tomorrow's going to be a pretty decent day for most of us. Again, mostly dry. I think most of the moisture's kind of pushed out of here by the time we're heading through, I'd say this time tomorrow, right? The extended term futurecast paints the picture here of more moisture coming in there through that midweek time. Remember, that's what I was talking about there. Tuesday, we see that chance kind of beginning. I don't think it's quite as widespread Tuesday. I think it's going to be here Wednesday especially. Now, by the way, Wednesday, when this stuff kind of develops, I think we might have some convection with it with those updrafts. Maybe a few rumbles of thunder in the valley, especially if some of those updrafts can get established. So don't say I didn't warn you if you see some bolts of lightning there in that midweek time frame. Thursday, like I said, the first half of the day, it starts to linger. It's still kind of meandering is really kind of the best way to put it because it's pivoting right over us. Then as we head through Thursday afternoon, so it's starting to fizzle out. You notice here you really don't see that much in the way of widespread stuff. It's really lingering over here in the eastern mountains out here towards Susanville, Portola, heading down towards the Sacramento Valley as well. By the way, we got a winter weather advisory out here, portions of the eastern valley, or eastern mountains east of the valley, I should say. So that's a little bit fitting to say.
You're watching Weather NorCal.
Hello everyone, Mike Kruger, Weather NorCal. You're watching Pet of the Week. We've got, of course, Katrina from Haven Humane Society with us as usual, and we have got Pinky. Pinky is not so pink, but still a cool name.
Yeah.
So what do we have here?
So she's about 9 months old. We think
Young.
she's maybe some type of like pit, border collie, something else mix. But she is super friendly.
Yes.
She definitely is
No
comfortable. Energy. Yeah, none at all. You know, she's 9 months old. She definitely wants to play, and she's one of those dogs that's really good at entertaining herself if you give her the right toys, which is always nice if you're busy doing something. And she definitely likes affection and people, but she's also comfortable like going off, doing her own thing, and exploring.
From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
You want to go where to buy a new refrigerator? Steve's A to Z Appliance in Cottonwood? In Cottonwood? Just a 10-minute drive. And they'll save us money. New and used, honest, reliable, factory-trained repair service and parts. And they'll save us money. And dispose of this thing? We gotta make the short drive to Steve's A to Z. Thanks, hon.
Steve's A to Z Appliance, front and main streets in Cottonwood. Drive a little, save a lot.
Good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Kruger, and I am recording here from my remote studio here in South Lake Tahoe. My son is in the state championships for snowboarding, and I am here in South Lake Tahoe. But I can still give you the forecast. I know what's going on out there. We've got the cool and unsettled weather this week with off and on chances for showers and even some mountain snow. But I got to tell you what, it's going to be few and far between. It's not looking very widespread, at least through the middle of the week. Looks like maybe some better chances coming in on Thursday. Now, next weekend, this upcoming weekend, is looking fairly dry and mild, but the long range is actually hinting at some cool and wetter weather. that we're going to be looking at here. All right, let's get you right into your Kruger's Quickcast for your Monday, March 3rd. And as you're heading out the door this morning, I mean, it's going to be a little chilly, especially in the higher elevations, but overall not that bad. There may be some drizzle, some sprinkles for parts of the North Coast. That looks a little bit more ominous than it actually is for the coast, but that's essentially what we've got here this morning, dry conditions. Now, those clouds off in the center of your screen there also look pretty ominous, but we've got high pressure in place. And that's going to kind of break away at that storm system as it approaches, but we still have chances for off and on showers here over the next several days. Now, today, we're going to start off with mainly sunny skies for the valley, but everywhere else, partly to mostly cloudy skies in the mountains, and eventually those clouds will move in by this afternoon for the valley, but notice it's still dry through the day today. Now, if you're heading out to the ski park, they're at 96 inches out at the summit depth, and over the last 24 hours or so, did see about 6 inches of fresh snow, which means new snow over the groomed paths. So it looks pretty good out there. How much snow can we expect here through at least Wednesday? Well, not much more on top of what we've already seen here, but certainly a lot of snow there out at the summit out there at Mount Shasta Ski Park. So here's what it looks like for your Monday. Temperature is kind of hovering around that 60-degree mark in the valley. I'm expecting 40s and 50s for the higher elevations and probably low 50s for you along the coast. Tonight, fairly mild for the valley, looking at the low to mid 40s, 20s, and 30s as we